It's a new dawn, it's a new day, and I'm feeling alright. Hello and welcome to Gone on Holiday, the playthrough, where we're of course playing as Premier League runners-up, FA Cup runners-up, Harchester United. So today's episode, a little bit different. We're going to have a little whiz around and see what's been going on pre-season, starting with the season preview. And we're touted to finish fourth, which I'm quite surprised at, considering last season's heroics. A point off eventual champions Man City. We did struggle against all of the teams above us, if I'm totally honest. Liverpool, City and United, but I think over the course of the season we were a lot stronger and a lot more consistent. But hey, we're happy to be underdogs. Again, I think our goal here is to finish fourth, and we're also expected to win either the FA Cup or the Carabao Cup, so who knows. So all of pre-season has basically been me watching all of the other teams strengthen. It's been hard to watch, I'm not going to lie. We haven't made a single signing other than that young goalkeeper, Cook, who got stolen from us and we stole him back. So our team is pretty much the same as it was last season, and just confirmation of some of the bigger transfers that have gone on in pre-season. What else have we got? We've got a team that is almost injury-free. Banks still sticking around. I've not sold anyone. The likes of players like Bennett, Banks, Presley, Kovac. They're such bit part players, but what do we have in reserve? So I'm thinking this season's probably going to be a bit of getting rid of those type of players, and instead of selling them, kind of moving them out of the first team and then just replacing them with those players coming through. And there does look like a lot of good players coming through. It's just, one, getting to know what players they are, and two, kind of getting them to that level and that ability level. So we've got the potential there. It's the ability level of actually getting them in the first team. So yeah, most of those are first team players anyway, which is why the ability is so high. And again, with the under 18s, both the under 23s and under 18s had fantastic seasons last season. So long may that continue. I am trying to loan out some of those players who I'm thinking will have an impact next season. But I'm also happy for them to come and stay in the 18s and the 23s, because our facilities are so good, and we didn't have the best times with loans last season, just because of, well, I say idiot managers, but that's kind of what I do when I'm a low league manager. So I feel like that's karma coming back. So in terms of our pre-season, I'm not going to lie, it kind of, the start of the season snuck up on me. It wasn't until we finished our last friendly, which we drew, that I was looking at the schedule and thought, great, we've got a game pretty soon. So as you can see, we played some relatively good teams and some not so great teams. Banks and Sullivan got a testimonial each. Banks was actually injured for his testimonial, so he missed that. And Sullivan played in his. I think those two are the oldest players in our team. So other than that, the schedule looks pretty good. We'll do the Leicester game today, and then maybe move on to the Brighton and Liverpool game in the next episode. Newly promoted Blackburn, and then we've got Spurs and Man United, and then we're into the cup games. Nothing's been drawn in the Champions League yet as well, so again, that is pretty exciting. And I think we were confirmed as the biggest team in England, which on the back end of last season, one, we weren't playing in the Champions League at all. Two, we got beat in the final of a cup, and we came runners up in the Premier League. So I'm not sure how they worked that one out, but I'm not complaining, because that is actually one of our goals, is to remain the biggest club. So other than that, I think you're pretty much up to date with everything. The England boys got a week or two off of training. Again, I could have done with them having a longer spell out, but the likes of Naismith, Fletcher, Moody, Stone, I'm going to have to try and rotate them a little bit more this season, because the back end of last season, well, maybe like the last 3 or 4 games, we just ran out of gas, and with this season, with the additional Champions League, is going to kill us. So they've had a little bit of a rest, not as much as I would have liked, and I think they're coming into the season with not so much sharpness, but they're really good. So I'm hoping that doesn't matter too much. So team news for the first game of our second season. Pegsy's in for Baptiste. We've gone with complete wing backs this season to see if we can kind of spruce things up a little bit. Our left side isn't the best. I think we do miss someone attacking from that side. I've just realised Sullivan and Sabatier are the wrong way round, so I'll fix that now. Sullivan on the right hand side. Sabatier doing our box to box. Again, Mackay is extremely unlucky to miss out, and expect him to be playing a lot of football and just pretty much swapping round with Sabatier and even Moody. Casper Rose back on the bench is good to see. Liam Mullins has been a bit of a pain, I'm not going to lie. He wanted to be loaned out. He probably should be loaned out, but also at the same time, we don't have many wingers, as we saw last season. So we asked him to stay, and he's thrown his toys well and truly out of the pram and asked to leave, which I thought was a bit intense, and I've never had that before from one of these, or from any of these players, because they've all got 20 loyalty. So I'm hoping that's an isolated incident. Tommy Valentine is just getting really injury prone. Baptiste is tired from playing in the Olympics, which I think Lopez was also playing in the Olympics as well. I'm hoping he's come back now. He's on a heavy match load. And again, as you can see, the sharpness from some of those lads who would have played in the summer and then had a bit of a rest on the way back isn't great. So I'm hoping we kind of hit the ground running. If not, at least just get over the line. And you'll see that Conlon and Stone have finally got a bit of a partnership going. I would expect that to be higher, but we've got all season to work on those partnerships, and yeah, we don't like to chop and change our team too much, so I'm confident that halfway through the season we should have quite a lot of those relationships going on. So just having a quick little look through that Leicester team, it looks pretty good. We've got a good record against Leicester. I say we should be winning this. I hope to be winning this. And let's just go neutral. For the pre-match tunnel interviews and confirmation of that Leicester team. And I'll just show you how we are lining up today. Of course, Pegsy in for Baptiste. Good to have Rodriguez back as well, actually. He missed he missed the whole back end of last season, which again, not very helpful. And we're playing in our white kit today. So Leicester have it on the halfway line, given straight to Pegsy, who looks for Davenport over the top. Fofana gives it away, but Davenport a little bit rusty there. And Leicester with Onana in goal as well, looking for Vardy. Moody sweep things up off the back of the centre-half winning that header. Rodriguez looks like he got taken down there. Soyuncu is raging. Look at his little circle. Can we get the penalty early doors? Yes, we can. So VAR has given it. Soyuncu looks like he's been booked. I'm not sure if that was for the tackle or just going a bit ape. And Davenport, I'm not sure who that was. Someone looked like they ran in and gave him a bit of stick there. I thought it was going to be Vardy. But it was Perez who picks up the ball now, gives it to Barnes, and nothing comes from that. So our XG is going to be pretty high. But it's mainly due to the penalty, and we don't get anything from it. Stone, who played centre-half for England in the Euros this last pre-season, making a good slide tackle, and we've gone a goal down, which I think we should probably just start a goal down, because that seems to happen quite often. So against the run of play, if I'm totally honest, And again, if we had a good penalty taker in this team, which we don't, it was one of the things that the coaches picked up on their beginning of the season report on how good we are and where we're lacking. Yeah, one of the top things was penalties. And we look a bit bereft of confidence right now, as Leicester do give the ball away. Sullivan's got it down the right-hand side. Fletcher wins the header. It didn't look all that convincing, but also at the same time, not complaining. We get the equaliser, and a great cross from Sullivan, who he really did play his way into that right-back position. We do have a few right-backs, Sabatier being one of them. It is an area we're quite blessed in. Conlon hits the post, at the back post. Naismith cutting in on that right hand side, swings it around to Rodriguez, and that's what we like to see. So I'm actually hoping that some of these kind of first team players like Rodriguez, like Lopez, Sabatier, Moody actually start to increase as well. Yes, they're probably already world class, but we need to step up a little bit, I think, because we can beat the weaker teams. We've proved that time and time again, but last season we really struggled against those bigger teams, and they're only getting stronger as well. That worries me a little bit. Plus we've got the European big boys now as well. And Rodriguez does really well to scoop that one across to Davenport, and he is off the mark despite that penalty miss, which we've already forgotten about. Again, I think he got 39 goals last season. Man City did actually bid for him, but it was a pitiful bid. I think it was like 50 mil. First things first, he was the top goal scorer in the whole of Europe last season, so plus he's actually worth 71, I think, at last check. I'll have a little look. He's gone up to 76. Those stats are insane. And we'll have a look at how many goals he did get actually. 34 and 36, which is unreal. Only 5 assists. But yeah, I went back and said you can have him for 300 million, and then I clicked it and I thought, oh dear, it's the kind of crazy thing that Man City would pull out the bag and offer. They didn't, luckily enough. But yeah, I'm probably not going to do that again. I'm not going to chance that again. So let's start. Well, I mean, Brian Naismith is one of the fittest out there. Never thought I'd say that. Let's get Casper Rose on, playing in that shadow striker. Who else have we got who's struggling? Sabatier for Mackay. We'll leave everyone else on for now. Maybe give it 10 more minutes or so. Rodriguez is struggling. Pegsy's struggling. I'm not too bothered about Pegsy, if I'm totally honest. Probably either get Moody or Naismith off. You guys know how it works now. It's usually the same 3, 4 or 5 coming off around about the same time as well. Albrighton does really well against Pegsy. Pegsy does really well against Albrighton. And Colin just about keeps it in play as Omer switches it to the right hand side. Rodriguez and Sullivan. Sullivan looking for another assist. Unable to get it. Great tackle from Mackay. We are really pegging them in here as Pegsy picks it up. Back to Mackay. Swings it in for Rodriguez. Can't get the shot away, and we try to recycle again and nothing comes of it, so we'll make that final substitution. Moody on a booking as well. Naismith's finally dropped down. We'll bring Moliano on, who we kind of lost faith in a little bit last season. I looking back on the season, I think that might have been a little bit harsh. But when Naismith's so good, it's hard to leave him out of the team, and it's hard to find a replacement, if I'm honest. So Leicester still looking, our back four not looking very solid there. Our 2 centre backs are really far apart, and it's 3-2. Pegsy's struggling. I would be looking at the stats for this game. I would be very, very upset if we did not go on to get 3 points here. Mackay makes a great tackle. Pegsy, again, he's one of those players who's just a bit off the pace. Davenport makes his pass look half decent. cuts inside, gives it to Rodriguez, who hopefully seals the game. Great work from Davenport, and we're just mentioning his assists there as well. But yeah, I think it's going to be a lot like last season. We're going to concede a lot. We're probably going to score a lot. And we're going to let teams back in when we probably should have finished them off. But again, it's food for thought because we're a goal down, and that was actually the curtain raiser for the season. We were first. Yeah, I think it's going to be another one of those seasons, boys and girls, where it's topsy-turvy. It's going to be interesting to see what we do against those bigger teams. And yeah, looking at their lineups, looking at the transfers they've got in compared to what we've got, having the injuries or the injured players from last season back in the last season coming back as like new signings maybe. But who knows? And we're certainly going to be in for a rollercoaster ride here. So please do stick around. Please do like. Please do subscribe. It really does help the channel. And again, if you want to get involved, please do subscribe and drop a comment and let me know if you want to be named after one of our high-profile, high-star rating youth team players, and we'll get you your name put in the channel. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll see you on the next episode.